Hello and welcome to the Drug Life Cycle Minute. I'm your host, Philip Day. My guest today is Dr. Mukesh Kumar, the Chief Innovation Officer of Drug and Life Cycle, DLTA. Hello, Dr. Kumar.
Hello, Philip. Nice talking to you again.
Nice talking to you too. It's always good to see you every week. Dr. Kumar, the topic today centers on patients. And how will patients revolutionize drug research?
In many ways. Patients can, at the minimum, participate. So one of the bigger problems we have is many segments of population do not participate in clinical trials, do not participate in interacting with companies developing those drugs, and also do not contribute in terms of their feedback, what they like and don't like. So there are several ways patients can help with developing better drugs. The first thing is, if you have a disease, you should get involved in your patient support groups. There are several patient support groups for pretty much every disease there is. So you want to participate in those. You also want to participate in clinical trials. If you are taking drugs and those drugs are not working for you, you're not happy with them, there are several other drugs that are being developed at all times, you should participate in them. And then when you take drugs prescribed by your doctor or in your clinical trial, you should report any kind of good and bad information back to your doctors. That way, the companies developing those drugs and the doctors prescribing those drugs will have a better idea what's working and what's not. So there are many ways patients can participate, and it is getting better. It used to be much less than what it is today. There is a lot of social media activism. There is a lot of participation from patients in many ways where they do contribute to developing of new drugs. So patients should do that.
Okay. Well, I guess we go back to about recruiting. How do patients get recruited for drug research?
Drug companies sponsor trials and they send out information. They do advertisement of their clinical trials.
Okay.
Your own doctor may be participating in that trial as an investigator. So if you ask your doctor, are you doing a clinical trial? Sometimes that is all you need to do. Many a times your doctor, if he's participating, he or she is participating, they may have flyers lying around in the waiting rooms, in their lobbies. So pay attention to what's lying around. And if you see something that's of interest, if you see a poster, if you see a brochure of some kind, ask your doctor about it. Ask what it is, particularly if it relates to the disease you have. So, and then of course you can Google search. You can search, a lot of information that you can find. There is a website called findmetrials.com,
Findmetrials.com. Okay.
Findmetrials.com. And there are many like that. There are several places patients can find trials for themselves. So it's not hard to find if you know where to look. And I think talking to your doctor and doing searches online are two best ways to find trials. One complaint people have when you search something, you may find too much information and you are trying to figure out what is good, what is not, because internet has all kinds of information. So that way, Find Me Trials, for example, is a good website where they help the patient, they help to connect you to a trial that's more suitable for you. So there are things you can do. But certainly it's easy to find trials.
Sure. Well, before we close today, there are also risks involved in these tests, are there not? If there are, what are those risks?
The risk involved in clinical trials actually are really, really very low. They're much lower than you getting a prescription drug. Okay, when you take a prescription drug, you could have side effects from that also. Your day-to-day life has so many things. You can get infected. You can get struck by a car. You could have so many things happen to you. Clinical trial risks are much, much below any of the normal risks that we live with in life. Clinical trials are very highly regulated. There are very strict monitoring of what's done. You get a much better in-person time with the doctor than you get when you actually go for your normal therapeutic visits. So it's not, I don't think there is some risk with anything, but the risk of clinical trials is not so much.
Okay. Wow, this is fascinating, and we have much more to cover on this topic. Dr. Kumar, thank you so much for joining us. And we thank you, our audience, for joining us for the Drug Life Cycle Minute. You can find out more about us at www.druglifecycle.com. Be sure to like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter and LinkedIn. And take control with DLTA. Have a healthy day.